Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to my Friday Night Smackdown review. Los Angeles, Staples Center. Big crowd tonight in LA. So, what do we got going on in LA tonight, huh? We do kick it off, though, other than from last week. We kick it off with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, who was in a wheelchair, um, came out with nurses. He had like a cast on his foot and like a neck brace on. And he said he was the toughest man in WWE because he was able to withstand two of the biggest men in WWE that they put him against, and that was both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And said he basically that's all conspiracy right now, and that he was robbed, and that he shouldn't have had that title match last week. It wasn't the two Germans, or the F5 from Brock. It was the betrayal that hurt the most of why he's in this wheelchair right now. But he said he's going to sue this company. He'll sue Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, everybody, because they robbed him of his shot at the Universal title, and that match shouldn't have happened last week. Paul Heyman came out then, basically said, "You're good, man, but you're out here stealing my stuff. You're stealing from my people, Jewish and whatnot. We own the entertainment industry and whatnot. Shabbat shalom," he said. With Paul Heyman being Jewish, well, he's kind of right. The Jewish people do, like, they own a lot of entertainment industry, a lot of big name entertainment industry. So he's not lying about that. But Heyman basically was in front of the camera talking about, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and whatnot. And Sami Zayn says, "I'm not finished talking yet," which he did get out of his chair then. And basically, listen, Roman Reigns ain't here tonight. Okay. And Heyman says he's on a sabbatical in Samoa preparing for his match. And basically, Sami Zayn said, "Listen, I'm still a world-class athlete, okay? I can rip your head off. No one's here to save you this week." And next thing you know, Brock Lesnar shows up then. The crowd goes nuts. Brock comes out there. He gets a chair. He gets on the announce table, basically getting in the ring. Backs up Paul Heyman, takes the microphone from him, and he sits down. And "Sami, what's up with the chair and the neck brace here?" And Sami said it's not funny. And Brock basically only, "Listen, we off to the wrong foot, okay? Because on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it hurt?" Zayn said it was a 10, but the mental pain was 20. That's what hurt him the most. And Brock says, "You know what? We're both supposed to be Canadian alpha males, right? Okay? I thought we were friends, okay? I thought we were all cool with each other." And listen, man, I thought, you thought you could take on Roman Reigns last week by yourself. You obviously believe you could do that, right? Because Brock says, "I did you a favor. Okay, you were never gonna beat Roman that night, all right?" And Sammy says, "Then why did you injure me on purpose then?" Okay. So and whatnot. But Brock, said, "Listen, I did it, so it doesn't really count." So in a way, I'm a smart guy, and all you just gotta do, you just basically, it doesn't count. I hurt you bad enough, so you'll get your title shot in the future. And listen, what part of Canada are you from? And Sammy says he's from, Montreal, Montreal and whatnot. Brock tried to say something in French, and then told her, "Listen, Sammy, me and you should go hunting and fishing in Saskatchewan, okay? You're right. Let's get away from this Hollywood stuff. Let's come on. Let's do this. We'll all do it, okay?" And Sammy didn't want to do it, but I guess Brock pushed him out. Pushed the wheelchair. Like, come on, let's go hunt some moose. Let's go hunting, okay, fishing. But Heyman says, "What kind of dispensary of edibles? They must be kicking in and whatnot. Hey, it's L.A., so that's weed country. But listen, man, this isn't the same Brock. This isn't the Conqueror and all that stuff. Okay, this isn't the Beast. This one would have ripped this man's head off. I don't know what this Canadian bestie thing is going on, but he does all the reigning, defending, undisputed, Universal Champion, and then Brock just basically throws these nurse guys out of the ring, kicks Sami Zayn out of the chair, F5s them, basically leaving everyone destroyed in the ring. Okay, so yeah, somehow, some way, and Heyman laughed too, was able to piss Brock Lesnar off or trigger something to rage out and kill everybody, and that be this nice Brock. But I do enjoy the Brock and Sammy stuff. It's actually quite funny. So I am enjoying this. Hey, come on, old Sammy, old buddy, old pal. We're friends, right? Let's go hunting. Sammy, what's good, Sammy? And Sammy trying to be scared. So That is that's actually hilarious. But you know, Caleb Braxton asked him, Brock, you know, what was the purpose of going out there? And he said, just ask my advocate, Paul Heyman. Okay. Um, but right after that, Los Lotharios went against Rick Boogs and Nakamura, which I don't really know what to say. This wasn't much of a match. I don't know, Boogs was in it most of the time, and then they, you know, Nakamura got tagged in, and Kinshasa, it was over. I don't know what much to say from this. Like, why was it even a feud to begin with if they were gonna beat these guys in like a minute 30? So I don't know. I don't know. Next though, I know they had King Woods. I guess he was in the back with several other guys, and I guess they got this more bigger giant crown because Roman destroyed the other crown. He has a bigger crown, and you know it was made from donated unicorns, and you know him and Kofi shall vanquish the Usos and the RK-Bro later on. But now to prove that we are the greatest tag team, but now the king is in command with his crown. So a king must always have his crown before going anywhere, and it's a very giant crown, which it doesn't even like it fits on his head, but apparently it does fits on his head. So there you go. Um, Drew McIntyre went to Adam Pearce after, you know, that being in the whole battle royale thing. Pearce basically, no, they made the list. Well, Saintville had made the list and everything. And it was approved by the higher authority. And so, you know, McIntyre couldn't bring his sword to Rington tonight. So next, you know, McIntyre just sticks the sword in the what was it, the desk, and walks off then. As basically right after, I know you had Sasha talk to Tony Storm about the championship opportunity tonight. Basically saying that Tony, you gotta go out there, you gotta get all the tools, you gotta beat Charlotte and whatnot, and that pie back is a bitch. So they gotta make pie jokes on here. Next though, we did have Drew McIntyre going against Sheamus. Listen, have you seen a Drew McIntyre and Sheamus before? You know both of these guys beat the hell out of each other all the time in their matches. And this was another good one in general. But I've seen on Raw like at least about 1,000 times at this point. But still, these guys always beat the crap out of each other out there. Drew, of course, ended up getting the window with the Claymore kick, but still a pretty good match though. Did enjoy it. For some reason they got the hyenas back there, Corbin and Moss, stealing the desk with Drew McIntyre's sword in it for some reason. They had a video tribute for Blackjack Lanza. I know he died this week. I believe he's 86 years old. I don't really know much. I know about the Blackjacks between him and Blackjack Mulligan. I believe he was like a producer. I know he worked backstage for a while in the WWE. I know he said he had a lot to do with the Attitude Era, being an agent. I think JR had said that on Twitter this week. So it was a very nice video package for Blackjack Lanza. Next, what else did they have? What was it? Caleb Braxton scaring Paul Heyman again, asking about Brock, and basically he told her to stop interrupting me and stop asking me that, okay? And said, what is Roman going to think next week? And basically Paul looked around and just didn't know what to do. Next, Naomi came out for a match to go against Sonya Deville. Deville actually came out in her gear, and basically she had a microphone, and, you know, we're going to get to this match, but had some surprises that Natalya is the guest ring announcer and Shayna Baszler is the timekeeper, which Naomi ended up taking both of them out. Then at first she went for Deville, but Deville got out the ring and basically they all surrounded Naomi and basically telling them to kick her ass. Next you know, Xia Li's music hit. Xia Li making her debut, or main roster debut, to protect her, as they're calling her, which is a very cool entrance, damn near. A lot of lighting effects and stuff. And everything, but pretty cool though. Basically, Xia Li ended up coming out, helped Naomi, taking out all the heels. Naomi was about to, I guess, go for a split leg moonsault, but Natalya and Baszler ended up getting her out of the ring then. So, Xia Li, we'll see where this goes, but not a bad debut though. I'll say that it was okay. We'll see what happens with her in the main roster though. I'm sure that's the real question. Next though, RK-Bro were in the back. And the cast of Jackass was there. Johnny Knoxville and Chris Pontius and several other guys. I didn't see Steve-O, But Knoxville, I'm sure people wonder how old is Knoxville. Like, I don't even think he's that old. I think he's either 40 something. I know because some say he looks 60 out there. Like, he's got to be like, at least in the late 40s at this point. Knoxville and them, they can still take a beating if they're making another Jackass movie at this point in time. So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But they made a whole bunch of jokes with Riddle and grab people out of the crotch and all that stuff, the hook and ladder. And Orton just says, "You got anything to say?" Asked Orton, "You got anything to say, Randy?" And he said, "Nope." And he walked off. Um, Migos will be at day one because it's in ATL, so it's ATL. Straighten. I do like that song though. But Tony Storm went against Charlotte in this contender match, which wasn't much of a match. It was a DQ. I think Charlotte oversold that moonshot or overshot the moonsault, and ended up with just Charlotte beating up Tony Storm in the ring post and ended a DQ. Maybe they're saving the match for day one. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. Brock Lesnar was in Adam Pearce's office. Adam Pearce looked scared. Brock talked about the suspension and fine. So I want to thank you, okay? Because I put that $1 million towards charity and stuff. And, you know, he had some time off. And you know what he did? One of his favorite things to do. He was hunting. And he talked about this moose he hunted. He wanted to have a picture of his phone, which why is he still carrying a flip phone? I don't know. But he does end up snapping the phone because he couldn't figure it out. And you know what I did to that moose? He gutted it and killed it and ate the moose and, basically had it hanging up, just stringing them up on the wall and whatnot, mounted there. And he had it there to remind him of, how Adam, ate and ate Pierce because of the whole suspension thing. And, I just wanted to thank you, he said. And Pierce, just thank you. And he walked off and very terrified as Brock stood there then. In the main event, though, we got to see who is the best tag team in the WWE today, which for some reason it's the Usos, the New Day, and RKBro, which I don't even know why they were even on this show tonight still in general. But even though two of these teams are on SmackDown, why was RK-Bro really needed for this tag match? I don't even know, okay? I don't. I don't even get why they were here. They just happened to be in this tag match. Just because. And Randy was super over. I'll say that. Very over with the crowd here. It ended up with the New Day winning, pinning the Usos. So I'm sure they're going to get a title shot. But if like RK-Bro was just there to be there. Like, were they needed for this show? No. Or were they there because, they got, Matt Riddle's got to interact with Jackass out there. I know they showed other people like, Reggie Bush in the crowd and Maria Menounos and X-Pac out there too. Cool to see X-Pac, but was it a point really having RK-Bro on this show other than just put Matt Riddle with Jackass guys? I don't know. SmackDown, I thought it was okay this week. They will be in Chi-Town next week. I don't think I'm going to be going to that show anyways. My brother's supposed to be going, but nah, I'm not going to go to this one. But, they're supposed to have Brock and Roman, so we'll see what happens next week when both of them are on the same show. But, yeah, they will be in Chi-Town next week. So, SmackDown was SmackDown, okay? It was okay. That's all I can really say from it. Matches, very short. Very, very short. But a lot of stuff had to do with the Brock and the Sami thing was hilarious. So, I did enjoy that. And main event was okay. So other than that, I'm out of here. See you then. Comment, subscribe. Peace.